This reaction video is brought to you by Royal DiLorenzo and his new series, Dartmouth Days, chronicling his new adventures on college campus. It's pretty awesome, and he was a big help to make this reaction video possible, so please go show my best bro some support and a subscribe while you're at it. The dude does a lot to help me improve every day. The links to his channel and series will be in the description. In addition, before you watch this reaction video, please make sure you all show ScrewAttack some support and go check out the original episode first, and then come back here so we can all watch it together. The entire team works very hard on putting these episodes together, so make sure you support the official release as well. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, share it, and subscribe. It helps both me and the channel out as well. Thanks everyone. Hope you all enjoy. Hey guys, this is Ray, aka Meatloaf Man, and welcome to my Let's Watch / reaction to the new death battle of Hercule versus Dan Hibiki. And this is the first time I'm kind of doing something like this, both reacting to death battle and a reaction in general, so we're gonna get this thing a little test run since it seems to be popular with other YouTubers I adore, and see how this rolls out for me, because reaction videos, they're not something that I intend to do like as a permanent feature on this channel. They're usually kind of like a once in a while when I get a chance kind of thing. And fun fact, originally I did I recorded like a little reaction to the original Goku vs Superman battle back on the exact same day when it came out in was it 2013? Yeah, it was January 2013, I believe, because that was supposed to be out on December 21st, 2012, or whenever the Mayan calendar's end of the world thing was. So basically I did a reaction back then, and unfortunately I had a little issue with the recording software that I was using, and it ended up cutting my recording short. So I tried again for some other things, like I tried out recording with my computer's camera, and unfortunately it kind of sucks and it doesn't want to it's different complicated things, but that's not why you guys are here, so I'm gonna just lay off that topic, save it for another time. And but here I am right now trying to once again, and Hercule vs Dan is something that I've been looking forward to for quite a while now. It is one of my most requested fights for the Death Battle series of all time, and many of you aren't aware of this, but a while back during the hype train to Goku vs Superman 1, Ben Singer, the creator of Death Battle from ScrewAttack, actually ended up putting out a I think it was like an Ask FM or something like that, or some Q&A website, and basically you could go on and ask him any question you want. So I was thinking, out of all the potential questions I could ask him, what should I ask him? And then it came to me. Would Dan Hibiki versus Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, basically like the two underrated fighters of their universe, be a fair, foreseeable fight for the Death Battle series in the future? And Ben actually responded to me saying that Yamcha is leagues beyond Dan Hibiki, and that he's pretty much like, if you like, say for example, like if you took all the other like Z fighters off the earth and you had Yamcha go up against like every great human martial artist on there, then I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, but hopefully if it's out there somewhere, maybe you can still find it. But he basically said that Yamcha is Bruce Lee compared to Dan Hibiki, and I agree with him. None of these joke fighters are supposed to be underestimated, and that's kind of the whole point. Like, if you're using Dan Hibiki in Street Fighter in general, then you basically you're basically giving your acknowledgement that you know what you're doing with this character, and that you're basically like a master god at playing him, that you can take down more competitive characters like even freaking Ryu and Akuma and everyone. So, but that's just from a gameplay standpoint. So then he told me that Hercule, also from Dragon Ball Z, would be a much better matchup, and I 100% agree with him. And everybody who was on there ended up reading that, and for better or worse, the idea of the fight started to snowball among fans, and suddenly it just started appearing in more and more fan suggestions for like future episodes. It was even in the official Death Battle research team's most requested fights. It was in like Max a Few Trades most requested fights. You know, all that, and you know, this is just a fight I've been looking forward to for a long time. So I just had to do a reaction to this because, you know, it's just great, and you know, it's about time that I watch let's watch a death battle with you guys. And I'm not gonna be doing this thing for like forever. Like, this is just a little test run to say, and we're gonna basically, with this video, we're gonna be seeing if this turns out to be a successful thing for the channel. And if it turns out that you guys like this, if this is well received, then maybe I can do a few more of these in the future. But I can't promise you guys that I'll always be consistent, because when it comes to death battles, those are things that I want to see right away, because I know for a fact if I go on social media, I'm going to be spoiled the results about it all over the place, and it's always a mess. Like, it's happened to me a few times, like with Fox versus Bucky and a bunch of other things, but nevertheless, I learned my lesson, and what's past is past, and today, thankfully, I managed to avoid any and all spoilers for this episode, because it came out early, like around 9-10 a.m. or something Eastern time, so they actually had to re-upload it. But yeah, so right now we're gonna be taking a look at this fight. As to who I want to win, personally, I'm more of a Hercule guy than I am Dan Hibiki. And nothing against Dan Hibiki in general, you know, I do feel for the guy whenever he's having his little misadventures, you know, with his dojo and everything like that. Like, I remember that, apparently, like, he advertised about his dojo and no one came to it, even though he spent so much money on advertising, but he forgot to put the dojo's address and or phone number on it, so no wonder no one came to it. But, anyways, I just think that, you know, in terms of who I think will win, it's kind of hard for me to say, because I don't want to underrate Dan at the same time, because for all I know, he may just end up being the winner, and I wouldn't mind that, honestly. You know, I said I was more of a Hercule guy, but this is a situation where I'm fine with either side winning. And it will be great to see, like, you know, how does Dan come out on top of this, you know, and... But, you know, from a logical standpoint, I would want to say that Hercule should win because of his overall better skills, his extended, like, you know, arsenal. He has a freaking gun in the anime. He has, like, you know, that Game Boy bomb that he tricked Boo with, but, you know, it didn't end up blowing him up. But the fact that he still fell for it shows something. And I figured Dan probably would be the kind of guy to fall for that. Speaking of which, that actually happened in the 1 Minute Melee episode, which was also awesome, by the way. And, I'm kind of wondering, how are they going to top the 1 Minute Melee episode in this death battle? So, you know, it'll be interesting to see. But, in terms of who I think will win, I'm gonna say Hercule, even though I still think it's a tough call, despite the fact that these two are joke characters. But, just think of it this way. If you took all the other Z fighters off the Earth, Hercule's pretty much one of the most impressive human fighters out there. Now, if you took all the Street Fighters off the Earth, I guess maybe... I'm not sure if the same still holds true for Dan, but I don't know, like, they both have their own victories and their own failures in their own rights, and, you know, that's the whole reason why they're being paired up together in the first place. So, I guess, oh yeah, if this thing ends up in a tie, I would not be surprised if that happens, considering who these guys are, but I'm just gonna say that right now. But yeah, I'm excited, so I think we should just stop rambling and let's get on with this already. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my reaction to Dan Hibiki versus Hercule Satan Death Battle. It's time for a death battle! Right, I got my Goku shirt ready. Let's do this. Prepare to sync up in 3, 2, 1, now.
A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come.
But some fighters are dumb enough to ignore the legendary Bruce Lee's words. Like Hercule Satan, the world martial arts champion.
And Dan Hibiki, the Saikyo street fighter.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
The Earth was in danger, the future of mankind threatened by a monster named Cell. All would be lost unless a hero could best him in the ring of champions.
The hope of the world lay on the shoulders and afro of one man, Hercule Satan. Yeah, we're screwed.
Officially, Mr. Satan is the World Martial Arts Champion and chosen savior of humanity. Or so he would have you believe.
Hey, if I could lie that well, I'd make everybody think I'm king of the world too. Or even God.
But before he was the
Oh, yeah, I love eating
hero of the
spaghetti too.
people, Mr. Satan went by Mark. Eager to learn, Mark
Yeah, I
sought
read
to
about
master
that.
the art of combat.
Young Mark honed his skills in the dojo Satan Castle, which sounds awesome, but sadly no, he was not actually trained by the devil. I looked it up.
Turns out he was naturally gifted in martial arts, mostly due to his strangely good luck.
Yeah, like when he won his first world championship after his rival got food poisoning. That's not suspicious at all!
Victory in hand, Mark took the stage name Mr. Satan in honor of his dojo and to sound better for the cameras. His victories and explosive personality quickly rocketed him to a life of wealth, fame, and luxury.
Which almost came to an end when he and his master got
I wonder
drunk
what
and
went
made
into
fun
the
of some
naming of
random
him.
guy's ponytail. Turns out this random guy just so happened to be a superpowered immortal mercenary who then murdered his master. Remember,
his
kids,
tongue.
sticks and stones may break your bones, but words should never be used against a tree-surfing murderer.
From that day forward, Mr. Satan swore he would never fight anyone whose identity was a secret or who seemed out of his league.
Seemed to forget about that when Cell showed up. Anyway, somewhere along the line, Mr.
You ever
Satan
chose.
married a lady named Miguel, and after a round or two in the ovarian ring, had a daughter. Oh, then his wife died.
Wow, come on, Boomstick, show some tact. Despite his grief, Mr. Satan never let his loss interrupt his lifestyle.
He filled the hole in his life the only way he knew how, with more martial arts. He mastered techniques like his dynamite kick and megaton punch, which sounds like they would make you explode or something epic like that.
But they're actually just regular kicks and punches. He really only named them so he could scream awesome words while fighting. Hey, this is anime after all.
I feel more than a little underwhelmed by this guy right now.
Well, Mr. Satan's techniques were enough for him to legitimately win the 24th World Martial Arts Tournament, becoming the champion of the world and chosen savior to battle Cell. But we already know how that went.
I could watch that over and over. In fact,
Saw that coming.
get away from me, bitch.
Mr. Satan actively avoids fighting those who clearly outclass him, mostly to save his own reputation.
The first time he saw people flying and shooting beams from their hands, he thought it was a bunch of cheap tricks and pyrotechnics. Even after seeing the most epic Kamehameha beam struggle of all time, he still denied everything.
It is a trick. It is all a trick, I swear. Someday I'll bring it all to life. I will.
I can't believe it, you're still saying that!
But just in case he finds himself in over his head, Mr. Satan is packing an assortment of capsules containing jetpacks, disguised explosives, and even missile launchers. Man, if those existed in real life, it would be a TSA nightmare.
If there's anything he's
It
good
would.
at, it's public performance. He often weasels his way out of dangerous scenarios with lame excuses like faking stomach aches, and somehow the entire world buys his crap every single time.
I did it! For years, I've been trying to perfect a variation of the Megaton punch that uses latent energy to cause a delayed reaction to catch my opponent off guard.
When in doubt, work the crowd. I love all of you.
Who are you talking to?
Every single one of you. Like and subscribe.
Mr. Satan is a master of deception, an excellent actor, and a complete fraud. Still, he is strong enough to rip 3 phone books in half and pull 4 buses by himself. And once he actually moved faster than the untrained eye can see, but forgot bullets move fast too.
Well, if I have to say something nice about the guy, at least he's not Yamcha.
Mr. Satan has won the World Martial Arts Tournament upwards of 26 times, although only one of them was legitimate.
Yeah, the other times he rigged it by having Mr. Boo kick everyone's ass and then lose to him on purpose.
Still, it's pretty impressive he managed to befriend one of the most dangerous and untamed monsters in the Dragon Ball universe.
Oh, and one time he convinced the whole world's population to stick their hands up in the air and then wave them around like they just don't care, but whatever.
Boomstick, that saved the world.
Eh,
Mr. Satan is motivated by 3 things: money, fame, and his daughter. who he seems to prize above all else.
He may be a bit of a con artist, but no matter what he's up against, Mr. Satan still finds a way to rise above his fears through his own bravery. Wait, did I just say bravery? I meant thick-headedness and straight-up stupidity.
Yeah, this analysis makes me think Dan might win, but who knows? We'll see in a few. Ouch.
Oh, the pain. Oh.
My leg! My leg!
Conceptualized in retaliation of SNK's blatant ripoff of Capcom's characters, Dan Hibiki was
Dan
always
also fights more often than
Dan had no natural
Hercule.
talent in fighting people, but his
So
father,
that's a
Go
thing.
Hibiki,
Hercule's
was a
known to
martial
slack
arts
off
master with his
in
own
recent
dojo.
times.
One day, Go's dojo was visited
But
by Sagat,
we'll see.
an enforcer of the crime syndicate Shadaloo. As an advocate of justice, Go refused to be intimidated by the crime lord. and
Again,
stood up to
I'm
him
fine
in
with
the
Viper
only
winning.
way he knew how.
By kicking his freaking eye out, and Sagat brutally beat him to death in front of his own son.
Yeah.
That should teach you to mess with a 7'4"
Tragic-
Muay Thai monster.
Tragic backstory for a Joe
Enraged
character.
and distraught, Dan swore he would avenge his father's death. To do so, he sought out a legendary dojo hidden in the wilderness of Japan.
This thing is more elusive than child support to my ex.
Seems like the more time we spend here, the more questions arise. Yeah. Like, who the hell's Dad?
Against all odds, Dan found it. He was trained by its master Goken, the same mentor who taught Ryu and Ken such legendary techniques as the Hadoken and the Shoryuken. Dan began the difficult journey of mastering the use of ki as a weapon of justice.
Until Goku expelled him because he just sucked.
Well, technically it was because Goken didn't want his training only used for revenge, but let's face it, he knew he was wasting his time.
However, Dan's determination for vengeance continued. He took the little he had learned from Goken and ironically combined it with some Muay Thai.
This became his very own martial art, the Saikyo Ryu fighting style.
Unfortunately, while that sounds awesome, it didn't really work out.
Dan's fighting style is, well, it sucks. It's awful. There's absolutely nothing redeemable about it. I mean, he can use special moves like the Toriyuken and the Tenkugyaku.
Which are like the dollar store versions of awesome stuff like the Shoryuken and Tetsu, whatever it's called.
Also, Dan Kugyaku, did he seriously name one of his moves after himself?
Yeah, he's pretty full of himself, which is why the Saikyo style's strongest technique is excessive taunting. He can taunt while jumping, somehow increasing his airtime, and by focusing all his energy at once, Dan can perform a taunt so fearsome it will shock and amaze all who witness it just by being the most worthless thing they've ever seen. This is the legendary taunt.
Here I come! Hola! What's the problem? Don't underestimate me. I'm awesome! Woohoo! Piece of cake!
Now, Dan can manifest his ki
Dan's a
into
party dude.
fireball projectile called the Godoken. In a way, the Godoken is symbolic of Dan himself.
Yeah, it's tiny, pathetic, and doesn't last very long.
Despite this, Dan eventually tracked down his father's killer and offered to make his left eye match his right. In turn, Sagat politely offered to reunite father and son. The long-awaited clash of fists began, a clash in which Dan was bent on retribution.
What? Oh shit, he won?
Yes, Dan finally achieved the recompense he had sought for so long and trained his entire life for, because Sagat threw the fight in pity. Completely unaware of his luck and now confident he was one of the strongest in the world, Dan founded his own dojo to unfortunately teach other people his worthless martial arts.
Surprised he found the money to open
Sagat,
it.
not only have you killed this man's father, but you're ruining other kids' lives now too.
You'll be happy to know that not many students actually enrolled in his class, because he kept forgetting to pay his phone bill and did not include his dojo's address in his commercials.
Classic Dan. By the way, what's up with the pink key?
Well, it was originally white, but then he accidentally washed it with color.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, making fun of Dan is fun and all, but let's be honest, he's not a complete pushover. He can take down multiple thugs at once, and even endured a beating from Ryu and Ken simultaneously. No matter how many times he falls, Dan will always get right back up.
And remember how Goken rejected him because of his thirst for vengeance? That's because Dan can actually tap into the Satsui no Hado, the evil, deadly energy that transformed Gyoken's brother Akuma into an island-smashing murderer.
We're not joking here. Once Dan did access his Satsui no Hado to use the dreaded Raging Demon, a move which obliterates the victim's soul.
Damn! If Dan can do it, I can do it! Alright, watch out, Wiz, here it comes! Ah! Ah! Shit! I fell on my keys!
But more often than not, Dan's a klutz whose overconfident taunting gets him into trouble. He is his own worst enemy.
But even after crying like a baby from stubbing his toe, Dan doesn't let any of it keep him down for long. After all, who else will carry on the heroic legacy of Go Hibiki?
Hadouken!
Alright guys, here it goes.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, your face is in danger, and only I can save it. If you're like me, blessed to radiate pure manliness, then you know it comes at a price. The price of facial hair stronger than cold steel. It takes a razor made of mithril, forged in dragon fire and quenched in the blood of a unicorn, just to get a close shave. But since those don't come cheap, I'm often left using them until they're worn out and disgusting. Or I just give up and live in scruffy desolation. That is, until I discover DollarShaveClub.com. For just a few bucks a month, they send me a sleeve of quality blades right to my door. Now I'm able to man-sculpt my face at my leisure, using a new blade every week. Don't settle for using an overpriced inferior blade for far too long. Join me and millions of others by heading to DollarShaveClub.com/ScrewAttack and sign up right now and choose the razor that's perfect for you. If you won't do it for me, do it for the unicorns. But right now, it's time for a
Death battle! Here goes.
For our next round, our beloved savior of mankind, Hercule Satan! And the challenger, the infamous creator of the Saikyo arts, Dan Hibiki! Woohoo! Here I come! Ow!
Nice moves, Hibachi. How about you ring yourself out?
You wish, chump. I hope you're ready for a beating.
A weakling like you stands no chance.
It looks like Mr. Satan wants to end this quickly. Which of his patented finishing moves will he use?
Dynamite King!
What? What's this? He's avoiding the champion's most devastating attack.
I psyched him out. He'll be too terrified to throw a single pull.
Woohoo! Behold the glory of Saikyo!
Whoa! Wow!
And now, behold my ultimate attack!
Shinko! No. Now what I'm thinking is, what do I do? Good time off the arena. Yeah, I slipped through my sheer muscle mass. Yeah. Holy crap, how long is this gonna take? Yeah! I've done it! After years of training and grueling exercise, this pathetic pony's cheap tricks won't work on me! Ha!
Astounding! Who knew the secret to countering such an attack was to act like a coward?
Yeah! Wait, what?
What's this? Is it just me, or has Mr. Satan illegally smuggled weapons into the arena?
Oh crap! My backup plans! I can't go out like this! What? I've never seen these before! Obviously my challenger snuck them into my road to get me disqualified! Can't even face me like a man!
Oh, sweet, a jetpack!
What?
Yeah.
It
Time
figures.
for the next evolution of my martial arts! Ultimate Rocket Booster Saikyo of Doom!
Here it goes.
Well, that's disappointing.
Only one more capsule left, but I don't remember what's in it.
This is gonna be a double kill, isn't it?
This guy's good. I can't track his movements.
Rush.
What a spectacle! What could the champ be planning?
Oh yeah! I got this! Ah, crap.
Is that a nuke?
I can't believe it, folks! The match is still on! And Mr. Saint's limitless tenacity has worn down the challenger!
Aha! Yes, that's right. I tired him out. Me, Mr. Satan. That was my plan all along.
What am I doing? I can't lose to this Joker. I have to win! For my father!
Oh, crud. We'll never know.
Oh, man!
Watch closely. You're about to witness the real deal.
It looks like this is the end!
Yeah! Ha ha ha! This is over!
Oh, man!
Whoa! I've never seen anything like that! He punched him so hard he turned into a jukebox! It can only be the champ's new technique, the karaoke lunch!
Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. I need to see my best.
Hercule Satan!
KO!
Now he can disappoint his father in the afterlife.
Hercule Satan and Dan Hibiki may be pretty pathetic in context, but keep in mind, before the Cell Saga, Mr. Satan was actually a legitimate world champion.
Unlike Dan, who only has one confirmed win to his name, and it was handed to him out of pity.
And Mr. Satan has proven time and time again that he is stronger than the average athletic man.
He once pulled 4 tour buses, which is nearly 60 tons, and then he punched through one of them. That's a sheet of steel right there. Dan struggles to throw a single guy over his shoulder.
Mr. Satan once broke through a tower of 19 tiles with a single chop, and is the only character in Dragon Ball history to have fought both Cell and Majin Buu and not die.
Think about that.
Dan's key attacks were his ace in the hole, but in true Hibiki fashion, it amounted to nothing but failure. Just like the time he managed to pull off the Raging Demon, only to be stopped by a high school girl's backpack.
The key to Dan's failure came from within.
The winner is Hercule Satan.
Claps to Hercule. Also claps to Dan for
Next
trying.
time on Death Battle.
That was worth the wait. Oh my god. Yo, we're getting Ruby in this. I'm surprised. Like, did Rooster Teeth, like, allow them? Dang. Now I have to get in there. I have to get into that series.
Man, I play Wiz, and we were super excited that Yang from
What's up,
Ruby
guys?
is coming to the next death battle. Yeah, and this time it's gonna be a 3D animated fight by this guy. He's mocapping it as we speak. He doesn't always dress like this. Yeah, this is mocap.
This is what I wear every day.
What's up, Dorian?
But who is Yang gonna be fighting? You can stick to our social media, and we will let you know very soon. Just go find us on Facebook, official SA, or on Twitter at ScrewAttack. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Good job, Zach. Oh man. Oh my god. Alright. Well, what can I say? Let's talk about this. Alright, so first off, the entire animation was just freaking hilarious. And we all saw that coming anyways, considering who the combatants are, but I didn't expect them to go, like, deep into, like, oh, he has illegal capsules, and then they make, like, a whole little subplot of it during the fight where, like, Hercule just plays it off like, oh, obviously, this man just snuck him in here to make me look like the cheater, and that's typical of them, like, you know, their characters, I think, were represented faithfully. It's kind of funny because, you know, in a critique sense, the fight wasn't really as fast-paced as the 1 minute melee was, but then again, they needed to kind of get them moving into melee because it's 1 minute, so, you know, but in this fight, you know, every single moment of it was just hilarious. You know, it was funny just seeing Hercule just cower in fear over the incredibly long key attack that Dan never, like, the attack never ended up connecting anyway, and I was really like, why don't you just get out the way already? Like, you could have done something the entire time instead of just cowering there, but like, but yeah, like, I kind of saw the World Martial Arts Tournament being the stage. I kind of saw that coming, considering, you know, you can't always have it in the exact same place as where they were in a 1 minute melee or something like that. And it's kind of funny at the same time because, you know, this fight, you know, it just ended up having the exact same outcome as that melee. So really, nothing changed, and that melee's kind of accurate. The only difference here is that, you know, Dan died a horrible, painful death via a jukebox, something that I've never quite seen before in any medium. I don't know if, unless you guys can point me somewhere where someone died by having a jukebox emerge from their insides from a tiny capsule and their body just exploding, then, you know. But yeah, and I guess a little heartwarming towards, you know, the end. You know, it wasn't a complete loss for Dan. You know, he reunited with his father in heaven, and hey, at least he's not evil. He got to go to heaven, and at the same time, it was kind of sad to see his dad would walk away. But no, I like that. You know, I like the fight, and it was, one of the things I liked about the fight was the fact that it was hard to tell who was gonna be the winner, because there was always a bunch of things going back and forth, like, oh man, like, Dan swallowed that capsule, is he gonna turn into, like, the Hulk or something, or, you know, like, because we don't know what Hercule has in there, like, the randomness factor just came into effect, and we just saw, like, a cameo appearance by, like, these many items, like, we saw freaking Rush in there, we saw the Bob-Ombs. I wonder if, those items showing up, I wonder if those are hints towards future battles, kind of like, what they did in Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor. I don't know if in Iron Man vs. Lex, if it was intentional to have all those third-party, like, well, not third-party, like, all those, like, cameo appearances by all those items in the warehouse. Like, you know, we had, like, a Metal Gear that pretty much predicted, like, Snake and Raiden showing up. We had, like, a, Dragon Balls, you know, probably hinting towards Goku vs. Superman 2, and possibly, but not confirmed, you know, this fight, Hercule versus Dan. And also, there was a Keyblade in there, so we might see Kingdom Hearts show up at some point, maybe. We don't know. It could be just Torian just throwing in something he likes in there. And yeah, you know, we saw Bob-Omb in there. Maybe another Mario character is gonna come in at some point. We saw Rush. Hopefully that's a sign that Mega Man's finally coming to the fray. Who knows, you know? Like, that... The entire fight was just funny. There's not really much more I can say from an analytical standpoint. You know, pretty much what I said, for most of it, pretty much all came into factor. It all came true. Hercule ended up winning the fight, which is great because, you know, he was, in the end, my preferred character. And I'm not disappointed with this fight. I wish it could have been a little bit faster paced, but I liked it. I liked the animation. I liked the voices. So good job to Marissa Lenti, who I believe she said she casted the voices. If I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but either way, good job to the voice actors. Good job to everyone involved, you know, Ben, Chad, the entire research team, all you guys probably may or may not be watching. Great job to Zach for the sprite animation, it's really cool. And next fight, like, I saw it coming at, like, some point in the far, far, far future, but I did not think that immediately we would be getting a Ruby representative debuting here in Death Battle. That's pretty crazy, and you know, I'm interested in seeing, you know, what happens with that, because I haven't seen Ruby yet. I know of the franchise, and I've known of it for years now, so I'm planning on getting into that. Probably now's the best time, since there's a Death Battle coming up in maybe 3 weeks. And yeah, you know, I'm excited. It's hopefully she doesn't lose, because, you know, I don't know, I'm starting to miss Monyoam already. Like, his animations were so great. I loved Haloid, and, you know, from the clips I've seen of Ruby, it looks like, you know, a fun series. And you know, why not? Let me get into watching that. I'm not gonna be let's watching the series on here, unfortunately, but I will be if I find free time between now and, you know, different errands that I have to run, because I'm going to Comic-Con next week of recording this, so maybe in between that time I can get some episodes of Ruby. And, you know, I know the series is on Netflix. I think it's still on there. And if not, then I can find a way to watch it. But regardless, if you guys enjoyed this, then let me know in the comments. There's really not much more I can say, so if I forgot to say anything for whatever reason, I'll just put it down in the comments or in the description, whichever. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more Let's Watches of Death Battle, let me know. Reaction things are not going to be a permanent thing. Again, it's only a once in a while kind of thing whenever I want to watch something and react to it, and I'm even lucky to be able to react to this at all. And again, I'm glad to have avoided spoilers for this, and yeah, this was a great turnout, so I want to thank all you guys out there for watching. Special thanks to my bro Lorenzo for syncing the Death Battle episode up with my watching of it, because I would have done it myself, but my computer's not the best when it comes to, you know, putting a clip and another clip together. Like, long story again, I'm not going to explain it, but special thanks to him. To go check out his series, Darthmouth Days, now debuting on Royal Du Lorenzo's channel. It's a great new series, you're going to love it, and chronicles all his adventures in college, and yeah, so look forward to more new content coming out soon, and yeah, this was fun. So shout outs to ScrewAttack for another awesome episode. I'm out here, guys. This is Ray, aka Meatloaf Man, signing out. See you guys all next time.
Hercule, Satan!